Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Ashley. I'm a homeschooling mom of 4, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys all about our upcoming homeschool year schedule, routines, flows, and even chores. So that is what this video is going to be on. I'm going to try to explain it the best I can. I have done videos on our schedules and routines many years in the past, so if you want to go check those out, if this one doesn't give you what you're looking for, maybe I explained it better a few years ago. But I'm combining them all into this video. I've got everything here that I need to talk about with you guys, and so we're just going to talk about all of our homeschooling schedule and plans for the upcoming homeschool year 2020-2021. I will be schooling grades 8, 7, 5, and 3. So I have 4 kids, and that is what we're going to be working with this year. So we're just going to chat. I'm going to share with you guys some new things that are happening with our schedule this year, kind of why, and all that good stuff. And then I threw in the chores into this video because I get asked a lot about my kids' chores, and so I figured this would be a good time to talk about that with you guys too. So give me a thumbs up if you enjoy sitting down homeschool chats like this with me. I'm getting really excited to start our new homeschooling year and just finishing up planning everything. So we're gonna cover all of the bases in this video. We're gonna start at the broad planning level and then kind of narrow and taper it in. So in years past, we have homeschooled year-round. We will be continuing this year with another year-round homeschooling year. I expect to start at the beginning of August and complete our school year sometime the following June. I like to take my longest break from the time we finish a new school year to the start of another school year for many reasons that I've shared with you guys many times over, but some of them include just having enough time to decompress, having enough time to take some vacations, and having enough time to plan and order and all that stuff without it being super stressful, and also having time for my kids to see their cousins, see their friends who attend public school and things like that. So we feel like it's the best of both worlds. So we are going to be continuing again with a year-round homeschooling schedule. I will add in breaks as we go. I do not plan all of our breaks at the beginning of the year. I have one break planned that I know for sure is happening, but I just will add the breaks in as we get going and as we plan trips and vacations, or a family need arises where we need to take a little bit of time off. I like to have the flexibility of being able to take breaks when we need them. So I do not pre-plan all of our breaks. Like I said, I only have the very first break planned because when I start a new homeschooling year, I like to have a solid 6 weeks under my belt before we take any time off. I feel like that is the amount of time that's needed to reestablish a routine and get everyone comfortable with their new materials and resources. So I don't like to start a new school year and then the very next week take days off. That just doesn't feel good to me. So I do have our very first break planned, but beyond that, I do not. And I will just add them in as we go and make sure that we're staying on track as far as finishing up school sometime in the following year's June. A traditional school year has 36 weeks in it, and so that is my goal every year, is to complete 36 weeks of school, although learning and schooling never stops. When you're a homeschooler, I'm talking about the sitting down and doing actual book work and things like that. I shoot for 36 weeks because that is what a standard school year is. So I just use that as a frame of reference. So with that being said, I have my Erin Condren planner here. I get asked a ton what planner I use, This is not sponsored. I pay for this myself. This is about the 5th year, maybe even 6th, that I have used my Erin Condren life planner. I do not get the teacher planner. I get the life planner for my homeschool as well. And I actually just placed my order a couple of days ago for my planner that will start in January of 2021, because when I start planning out our homeschool year, I like to have my next planner ready, so that way when November comes around, you know, I'm always planning things a little bit ahead, then I have it on hand. So this planner will finish up in December, but what I did was at the beginning of every month, so let me get to our first month. So here is my August. I have a month view right here, so you guys can see that. So what I do is I just go into my planner and I write in pencil, so it can be erased and modified, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, and I do that for all of the months. If I am going to have a break, I'll pencil in break. And I did that all the way through December, because that is my last month in this planner. So here's December of 2020. And like I said, so here I have week 17, 18, 19, break for the holidays. So I have that there, but say we get to December and I don't need 2 weeks. I won't take 2 weeks. Say we get to December and I feel like I need 3 weeks instead of 2, I'll do that. So you guys will notice that I plan, but I have flexibility in my plan. I don't let this dictate my life, but I like to have framework, and then I like to have fluidity within the frame, if that makes sense. I know it's kind of like opposition, but that's just the way I am. I like to have a plan, I like to have goals, and then I like to have flexibility in how we reach those goals and how I plan things. So that's all I do in here. And then when we start our school year, I always have my planner open. I use it for my business here on YouTube. I use it for my kids' extracurriculars. I use it for my life, and I use it for school. But I don't write down lesson numbers and any of that stuff. We all do the next lesson on the next day. So all I do each week is write down if we did school or if we did not. That's it. And that's all I do. That's all I keep track of. And then on the top of the page, I'll write week 1, and I'll keep track of what week of school we are on. That's how I use this guy. So that's how I've planned us out. So we'll be doing year round. We will add in our breaks as needed. I have us projected through December. That's kind of as far as I like to go. And then when I get my new planner, I'll see where we actually are and I'll be able to adjust. I write in pencil, and that's all I do with the planner. Now here's the new thing that's happening this school year. In the past, I have homeschooled 4 days a week and then had like a flex day. This year, we are moving to a 5-day-a-week homeschooling schedule, and it was a tough choice because my husband is home on one of the weekdays, and we like to have that day as like a catch-up day, get things ready for the week. And in the past, that's worked out really well for us. Well, because my kids are getting older, I'm just finding it much more difficult for them to get done what they need to get done in 4 days, especially when we might have a field trip or we might have an outing with our homeschool friends or anything. So I am adding on a 5th day to the school week with flexibility, meaning the 5th day may end up being a field trip day, the 5th day may end up being a catch-up day, the 5th day may end up being a shortened day, but I am just counting us for Monday through Friday. That's just the way it needs to be this year. So that is going to be an adjustment, but I think it'll be okay. And I think it'll be nice for my husband because he had a different schedule when we very first started homeschooling, and he was home multiple days during the week. And so he was able to see and hear and help out if I asked him. And then he changed positions within his career, and it changed his schedule. And so then he was never around. Like, he had no clue what the kids were doing. And so I feel like this will help him be more involved. And then I can still ask him, hey, would you mind reading this? And it can be like a team effort like it used to be. So that is a new thing for our schedule this year. So year round, 5 days a week. That's how it's gonna go. So moving on, for my kids' daily schedules for school, what I like to do is I like to type up a flow or a routine. So I don't call it a schedule because you'll notice that it doesn't have any times on it. So when I created, here's the new ones, here's the old ones. When I created the new ones, I looked at the old ones and I crossed out, as you can see, anything that we aren't doing next year. Any new materials that we're adding in, I added those in. And I have one of them for each of my 4 kids. So when I was planning this, I sat down and looked at each of their daily rhythms or flows. That's what I like to call them. Because, again, there's no times. It's just on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. So I get asked a lot, well, how long do you homeschool for? Well, it just depends on the day. How long does it take to do this or to do that? And the answer is I don't really know, because we don't operate on a timed schedule. Some school days take longer, some take less time, and it just depends. So I have a start time, and that's really it. And I am going to be a little bit more of a stickler about the start time. I've been very relaxed in the past with the start time, and this year, Mom is not playing around. We are starting by 9 a.m. every day. So like I was saying, I went through, crossed out the old things, added on the new things, and then I typed them here. So I have one for each of my kids, and I do not want to bore you with all of them. So I will use my oldest as an example and my youngest. And like I said, I call these their school flows or routines. So my 3rd graders, I'm reading it directly off the page, says this: 9 o'clock start time, chores done, ready to learn. So that means they've had breakfast, they've done their whole morning routine, their chores are done, and they're ready to go. We will start with family Bible time, history Tuesday and Thursday, science Wednesday and Friday, family read aloud, snack break. Monday, typing lesson, and then that's only on Monday. After that, I have her gratitude journal, handwriting, explode the code, language arts, and then lunch at 12:30. After lunch, I have math, and then reading with Mom. So that is my youngest daughter's school flow and routine. Now here is my oldest, 8th grade school flow. 9 o'clock start, chores done, ready to learn. Group learning time, family Bible, history, Tuesdays and Thursdays, family read aloud, snack break. And then I have hers here, individual learning, gratitude journal, health lesson, Spanish. Then I have lunch break, 12:30. Then I have writing and grammar, math, and science. Then I have end of the day check-in with Mom done by 2:30/3. So that way we're gonna do like a daily recap. Okay, show me. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's check in with all that. So that just shows you like the difference in their grades and in their ages. So really the only times I have on these pages are 9 o'clock start and then lunch at 12:30. Of course, if they're working quickly and they get to their other stuff before the lunch break, then we'll definitely do that. But this just gives some framework. So what I'll do with these pages is I will put them in their binders, their homeschool binders. I did a video on these in the past. They're actually right up there, and I should have grabbed them, but they're just a binder that holds any lists or anything that I need them to keep track of. For example, we keep a list of all the books they've read for the year. That goes in there. These go in there. Their chore charts go in there. Their typing logs for what lessons they did go in there. It's just like a one space place for all of this. So I'll just slip these in a page protector. They will reference these at the beginning of the school year when they're still figuring out what I ask them to do in what order, but by the end of the school year, they know the routine and those binders do not come out at all. So these are the new ones. These are the old ones. I'm gonna trash the old ones and put the new ones into their binder when I'm done with this video. So that is their school routine, school schedule, I guess. It's not really a schedule because there's no times. Sometimes we will have to be flexible and we will have to start school at 10:30, and that's just the way it goes. So we'll do the same order starting at 10:30 or 9. It just doesn't really matter. So I like having, again, a loose schedule, flexibility, but an outline of what needs to be done that day. So that's that. Now, addressing another question that I get asked all the time is, what time do my kids go to bed and what time do they wake up? So during the summer, we're much more relaxed with all this. However, during the school year, and I'm speaking for the norm, I don't know what the fall is going to bring as far as the world and the COVID thing, but I'm just speaking as if it was all going to be how it was before. We will start school by 9 o'clock. In order to start school by 9 o'clock, I need to get my kids up by 7. My younger two are always up by 7. My older two are sometimes up by 7. So because they have to get dressed, they have to brush their teeth, they have to make their beds, they have to get themselves ready, they have to have breakfast, we have to clean up breakfast, we have to do chores, all of that before the school day starts. So I will get them up at 7 in order to start by 9. When they're motivated, they'll be ready before 9. When they're not motivated, that gives us 2 hours to accomplish those things. So we buffer ourselves with time there. As far as bedtime goes, they all have extracurriculars, and depending on the fall schedule for what times those things will be, oftentimes some of the kids are home while one is away, but in general, it is lights out by 9 o'clock. My oldest daughter is sometimes up past that because her soccer practices go a little later now that she's older. But all of the other kids, it is lights out by 9. So 9 to 7 is about their bedtime and wake up time. Again, flexibility, it's not 100% all of the time. Now that I've showed you their schedules and how I list things out, you're probably wondering, well, there's no lesson plans, there's no do this, do that number. And that's because we do the next thing on the next day. That's just how we do it. I never write out, do lesson 89. It's just whatever's next is where you go. And that has worked so well for us for many years of homeschooling. So the last thing that I want to show you guys are the chore charts, and these printables are available on my website, which will be linked down below for you to purchase. It's like a chore pack, so it comes with ideas if you're kind of struggling, like what can my kids help with? And then also you don't even have to use my ideas, you could just use the printable part. So these ones were created last year before I had my website, and these are the very pretty ones now from printing out my own stuff from my website. So again, what I did was I pulled these out of their binder and I crossed out things that are no longer applicable, and I just reassessed our chore needs as a family, and I reassessed their capability levels, and so I crossed out things and added on new things. So each of my kids has a chore chart. There are 4 of them. I do not count cleaning up after themselves, keeping their room tidy, making their bed, getting dressed a part of their chores. Those are normal things you need to do as a human being, in my opinion. These are chores. They're added tasks that I expect them to do each day. And like I said, I printed out my own chore chart sheets here. So these will go into their binder in a page protector as well. So I have 4 here, and I will share with you I'll share with you guys all of the chores, so that way you guys can get an idea of what we do. So starting with my youngest daughter, who's 8, Monday, dust the living room. Tuesday, unload the dishwasher. Wednesday, clean up after the dog's outside and Windex our sliding glass door. Thursday, wipe out the bathtubs. Friday, dust the stair banister, and Saturday is anything mom asks. And I wrote that down. My next kiddo in line is going to be 10, and so Monday, wipe all the bathroom counters. Tuesday, clean up after the dog's outside. Wednesday, shine the kitchen appliances. Thursday, unload the dishwasher. Friday, Windex all of the bathroom mirrors, and Saturday, anything that mom needs done. My next in line is 12. So Monday, I have him Clorox wiping and disinfecting all of the toilets. Tuesday, vacuuming all of the tile in the house as well as the carpet on the stairs. Wednesday, unloading the dishwasher. Thursday, cleaning up after the dog is outside. Friday, dusting our schoolroom, and Saturday is anything that mom needs. My oldest daughter, Monday, unload the dishwasher. Tuesday, wash and dry all of her own laundry. Wednesday, wipe down the kitchen cabinets and empty all the trash cans. Thursday, vacuum the entire house. Friday, clean up after the dogs and Windex the slider, and Saturday is anything that mom asks. So those are some ideas for you, but these chore charts as well as these school flows will go into their binders for the upcoming school year. So that's that. Now, the last thing that I have for planning to share with you guys is something new. You might recognize that logo there. I printed that out. Serena from the Falco family actually made that for me and I love it, so it's there. But in here is my binder. My daughter is taking high school credits this year, and so I needed a place to keep track of all the things. So in here, all of the high schooling information that I found helpful and printed out is here. Then in the front, I have our homeschool year roadmap that I have available on my website as well. This will serve as just a guide for our year. I have some goals. I have just things listed out, my word of the year. And then I have all of my kids' curriculum and classes that they're taking listed. After that, I have our family reading log. So this is where I'm going to keep track of the books we read as a family out loud. And then I have my quarter goal setting sheets right here. So you can get a better look there. And I've only done quarter one because I'll need to do quarter two when I'm reevaluating quarter one. And then after that, I have some of my daughter's courses, like scheduling things that I need in here. So that is how I'm keeping track of all of that. And most of those things I just showed you are available on my website as well, which is linked down below. So I think that covers everything. Chores, kids' daily schedules, bedtimes, wake-up times, their orders and routines of what they do, and our homeschool schedule year-round, 5 days a week, and generally speaking, starting by 9, being done by 3. That's the goal with the lunch break in there. And our lunch break is usually like an hour. It's not like public school lunch where you have to inhale your food in 15 minutes. So that is everything schedule planning for the upcoming school year. If anything changes, I'll update you guys in my homeschool quarter updates that I'll be continuing to share here on my channel. I hope this helps you hear what we're doing. If you want to watch years past, there's more videos, and if you have any questions for me, post them down in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys.